What's up, everybody? This is the house series. It's not an official series, but sometimes I get thoughts when I'm cooking or I'm just at home chilling out, and I like to share them with you. And this is probably the best way for me to share them with you, is just set up the camera and roll with it. It's not the best lighting. It's not the best quality. It's not the most entertaining, but you can go somewhere else if you want to be entertained, alright? I don't care about that. So, today, and thank you for joining me, guys. Today was a good day, and I was looking back at it, what made it a good day. It wasn't like any crazy experience or anything. It was pretty chill, pretty laid back. But one thing I made an effort to do in the morning is read. And I read from an assortment of books, and I don't know, I feel like it really started me out on the right foot. It made me feel powerful, and as I'm looking back on it, which I often do late at night when I have a really good day, and I get out my planner or my journal and I try to pinpoint exactly what made me feel so good. And a lot of times it's that, and because I know myself, I know what makes me feel alive and powerful. And when my mind is stretched and when I feed it new ideas is when I feel most powerful. So I want to talk about reading because I think it's so important. And before I dive into this, another thing that was on my mind was about the book Today We Are Rich. And I had made a video about that a little while back. Today We Are Rich, a couple of the steps in that book. But one of the last steps he talks about it, the author, I forgot his name. Well, at first he mentions a story about himself and how his life was in a rut. And he didn't really know what was wrong. It was sort of a buildup and an occurrence of things that he had let go and let slip out of his life. Anyways, he came in contact with someone of his youth, from his youth. They were close, and even until he was a little older. And this person helped him out. And he said, the one thing I needed was to be reminded to do the things in my life that I did it before that made me very happy. That made me feel really good. And I think it's powerful because it's so easy for, I used occurrence, or that's not the right word, but a buildup of things that happen where you let yourself slip away, right? Where life is constant change, and so it's sometimes so easy to just get stuck in that flow of life and the worries, and then you let go of the things that you held close to you that made you feel fantastic, such as stretching, such as reading, or exercising, or eating healthy food, or hanging out with your family. Keeping a positive mindset. So bringing that back once you've already kind of went under. And it's hard because for myself, I don't always allow myself time to stretch or time to read. But when I do these things, that's it. I can pinpoint it. And I slap myself and say, come on, man, you know what it takes, so why not just devote the time and do it? And it's easy. It's like, here's the new year, do these things. But then a couple days go by, it's already the 3rd, and am I doing those things? All right, so back to the reading part. Since reading makes me feel powerful, when the mind is stretched, I think it's so important. A constant like eagerness to just broaden your horizon, or a total awareness of the world around you, but especially in your career. If you're in sales or business marketing, guys, there is so many books dedicated to your subject, to that field, that it is folly to pay them no mind. It is folly. It's such a mistake to ignore the wisdom from people that have succeeded 10 times over in the field that you're in. And to think that you need to just stay in the organization and learn from people there and climb the ladder slowly and just from the advice of others that are there, it just seems so stupid. Alright, so Brian Tracy talks about it. He says, listen, in sales, learn from the best. Devote time daily to accumulating the knowledge of others Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy learned from, and one of the greatest salesmen ever. All right? I mean, not say you're in sales. For myself, I was blown away by the lack of people that had the desire to further themselves with knowledge from others. They were just kind of complacent. A lot of times these guys are doing it for years, or they have good months, and there's no really, they don't have that drive that let's go, I want to learn more about it, I want to dive into human psychology, I want to learn about how to just be better at my job. I mean, one of the books, Hug Your Customers. Everyone should read this that is in sales, that is doing anything with people, involved with people. I mean, people blow this book off, How to Win Friends and Influence People, but so important. I mean, here's another one I've been talking about, Steal the Show, but speaking in different mindsets, rehearsing success and acting as if you're already there. I mean, if you're in business or marketing, like I mentioned, guys, there's so many. I'm looking at all the books around me, but there's so much to dive into and to just equip your mind with that is going to push you ahead of the crowd. It's going to aware you and make you feel powerful. And that's one of the things for me. So I want to ask one of the things for you, what is it that makes you feel really powerful? And if you're lacking in that, when you should be doubling down on that, that's when you know it's starting to slip, or you'll feel less happiness. If your passion and you know that yoga makes you feel at peace, then you should be doubling down on yoga. Invest in the yoga. Drop some money on yoga classes, all right? And if you think, oh, I don't, it's kind of expensive, $100 for the yoga classes. Well, maybe that's a better $100 spent than you would be spending it somewhere else. If it's $80 dropped on books, on cheapbooks.com, I mean, that seems like a lot to blow on books. But you're doubling down. You're getting better. Instead of wasting on clothes or partying, I mean, that's not that much money. And you're going to reap the rewards. Your investment, man, the return there is going to be great. So, doing the things that we know to be good for our bodies, to be good for our minds, that are going to stretch us and make us feel like we're growing every day. I want to go to bed smarter every day, but it takes the effort to get up, to crack that book open, to sit down, to devote some time, because it's not always fun. It's not. But the reward, man, is so worth it. It's so worth it when you keep your mind growing. So guys, that's my little rant for today. Thank you for joining me. January 3rd. Actually, it'll be January 4th. This is late night, January 3rd. January 4th, when you see it, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you soon.